Today, Blizzard still makes games for PC, even if they're already on your phone. This is CheckPoint. Welcome to CheckPoint, a welcome respite on the treadmill of life.
A gentle reminder of what can be in the midst of what is.
A warm feeling that starts in your belly and travels downwards.
A passing scent from a beautiful stranger who makes marvelous fried eggs.
A healthy dog who curls up next to the fireplace and farts their contentment.
A back road detour that ends in front of a shrine to an unpopular deity.
A video game news show that only speaks in metaphor.
Paradox Interactive has decided it's just easier to license World of Darkness to fan games than it is to pay lawyers to write takedowns. So if you're working on a game that would benefit from a little of the old Vampire the Masquerade, get thee enrolled into Paradox's Unbound program. Simply fill out their Google form, include a link to your roughest build on itch.io, and promise to never ever ever sell the game anywhere else but itch.io, and then you too can start sprinkling Tremere and Malkavian throughout your text. Oh, and you'll also owe them 1/3 of your net revenue. Oh, and you have to submit your game for review before inclusion into the Unbound category. Oh, and you can't use the terms Vampire the Masquerade or World of Darkness anywhere in the material. Oh, and you can't depict anything with hazardous materials, which I think means nothing with benzene rings. Speaking of benzene, on the surface, dealing with this looks miserable, but if you know what you're doing, it could be useful. If you're the right kind of dev, this probably is a good deal. But the right kind of dev is someone who really wants to make a World of Darkness game, and then makes a really good one that can only live on itch.io and not on consoles or Steam, and then holds out hope that Paradox might, maybe, perhaps could spend some of their own marketing dollars on promoting it. Otherwise, it kind of seems like this is for fan games, which is what it's for. It's a good start for someone who wants to build a game around something they love and hopes that everyone who also loves the thing will also love their thing. You know, an inbuilt community. It's not great if you wanted to leverage that love into something that can pay your rent, but hey, BioWare eventually dumped D&D and just made Dragon Age, so maybe in 10 years your legally distinct game about vampires with 4 M's and a silent Q will make an appearance on Let's Nope. Hang in there!
Blizzard, who still sucks and continues to be under lawsuit and investigations, but this story isn't about that, have announced that the upcoming Diablo Immortal will now be releasing on PC as well as mobile. Originally announced as a mobile-only title at BlizzCon in 2018, this was the game that sparked this immediately infamous moment with game designer Wyatt Chung during a Q&A.
Is there any plans to make this playable on PC, or is this strictly mobile forever?
Are there any? The current plan is to be on mobile, both Android and iOS. We don't have any plans at the moment to do PC. Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have phones, right?
Well, 3 years later, and Blizzard's announcement post says that community feedback has been imperative to the development of this game, adding, quote, "One recurring piece of feedback we especially took to heart was the desire to play Immortal on PC," somewhat underselling that this was probably the only piece of feedback they received, and likely multiple times per second since the original announcement. There's an upcoming open beta, and if you're wondering how much mobile game DNA will be retained in the PC experience, Blizzard assures potential players that once the PC version leaves open beta, all your purchases will be maintained. So yes, phones or not, you're gonna have microtransactions.
It's Sonic the Hedgehog's 30th anniversary, still, probably, and the celebration just keeps spin-dashing. Sega is taking great pains to ensure that everyone gets a chance to enjoy Sonic by delisting all of the good Sonic games from all platforms. I kid, of course, and not because there are no good Sonic games. No, Sega is removing Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic 3 and His Knuckles, and Sonic CD from all platforms on May 20th, because they really want you to buy Sonic Origins in June. What's Sonic Origins in June, you ask? Why ask me? I don't play Sonic's games. I don't read his comics. I don't watch his multiple cartoons. I haven't slept with his girlfriend, and I've definitely never watched his feature film more than once. Sonic Origins is the new collection of those aforementioned games, meaning that Sega is really just trying to encourage you to spend more money on Sonic's anniversary just to prove to him you care. Take heart, though. If you're one of the few people who own a Nintendo Switch, you can always buy the Sega Ages Enhanced version of Sonic 1 and 2 after the fact, or play Sonic 2 through the NSO Sega Genesis emulation. And really, isn't that what the holidays are all about? Giving money to somebody, anybody, in exchange for an experience you've already had countless times before?
Disney has announced a new video game developed in association with mobile developer Gameloft, but coming to all major consoles and Mac and PC. Titled Disney Dreamlight Valley, the game will allow the player to customize an entire village and their own home in particular, while they try to help Disney and Pixar characters remember who the heck they are in the wake of an event called The Forgetting, presumably something to do with the Disney Vault, but it's too early to say. Judging by the trailer, the game is targeting a general demographic of women, but specifically the so-called Disney adults. The official website even mentions dressing your character up like a Disney bounder, which is someone who goes to Disney parks dressed in street clothes that evoke character costumes because actual cosplay isn't allowed at the parks. It's meant to be like a fun secret way to stick it to the mouse, so seeing Disney just say it feels weird. In any event, there's not actually a ton of info about what the game is, and the website's FAQ isn't much help either. They claim it's an adventure life simulation game, but what do they mean by that? Is this The Sims? Animal Crossing? Stardew Valley? You got Valley in the name. Or is it some weird combination of all of those, but optimized for microtransactions because it's a glorified mobile game? Surely even something like Disco Elysium could be considered an adventure life sim. Maybe once you befriend Ariel, she starts dropping dialogue like, "Men without ideals are only animals," to which you would then reply, "Then what the hell is Goofy?" More will be revealed, but all we know for now is that it's free to play, but prior to release, you'll be able to buy a Founders Pack that comes with cosmetic items and in-game currency. So it's not just targeting Disney adults, it's targeting the ones with money.
What the hell is Goofy anyway?
A bipedal dog man who fathered a child.
Okay, but he's done more than that, right? Like he can drive a car, ski, play basketball.
He's a shield user who can grant you MP and perform a party heal.
Ah, truly as Walt intended.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up, LEGO is teasing a new 18-plus Super Mario set, which we are anxiously awaiting. Though it hasn't been announced, we here at CheckPoint are 98% certain it's Mario's Hog. I always like making checkpoints that you can't show your kid. That's most of them when I'm on them.
Thanks.
Yeah, you know.
This is Miyamoto. After discussing it with my partners at LEGO, we've decided to delay Mario's Hog until 2023.
You know, supply chain issues.
Yeah.
It's hard to get that much fleshy Lego.
That was the other, not what Beach is saying, that was the other Mario story, was that they delayed the movie.
Yes.
And
which apparently everyone's really disappointed by, I'm sure.
I don't think anybody cares.
No.
But there was the tweet that people are enjoying, which was sort of got memed on because it was from the Nintendo of America account.
Yeah.
But it started with, "This is Miyamoto."
Which sounds like it's a hostage situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is me. I promise you, this is Miyamoto. I'm safe and cared for. And after speaking with Chris-san, my partner at not Chris Pratt, by the way. I know that some people might have been thinking that, but a different guy named Chris.
Yeah.
At
Illumination.
Which is the company animating it. Like, after speaking with Chris-san, my partner at Illumination, we've decided to delay the movie until 2023. Hopefully you'll like it when it gets here, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
You know, but it was just like the opening with the complete sentence of, "This is Miyamoto," period.
Mm-hmm. Which that on the Nintendo Japan account is literally just Miyamoto desu. It's probably just that. It's just to be like, I'm announcing who I am, because you're not supposed to sign your tweets. But, it's also to be like, this is who's talking to you. So it's Miyamoto desu. And they're like, oh, we have to translate that as, this is Miyamoto. As opposed to, hi, everyone, it's Miyamoto. Would have been a little more interesting, but just...
This is Miyamoto. Bum, bum, bum. Bum. Yeah. I super don't care that movie got delayed.
No, me neither.
No.
I'm not let down in the slightest.
I was not particularly champing at the bit to watch it. By the way, what they mean when they say an 18-plus Lego set.
Yes.
Because this is the third one. Mm-hmm. They've made 2 already. They just mean that it's intended for adults to put it together.
So it's not filthy.
No.
Oh, well,
sorry.
I'm a little disappointed.
It's because they made the Nintendo.
I had the NES with the cool little console TV, yeah.
And then they made another one that I can't remember. So the suppositions for this, there are many rumors, but one of the suppositions is that it will be a Super Nintendo.
Yeah, it stands to reason. It's like 2,800 pieces they're saying, and
oh yeah, it's going to be the biggest one.
Yeah, €300, and I'm like, I don't know, man.
You need a lot of Lego pieces to accurately render Mario's hog.
Yeah, it's true. Well, if you want to get down to sub-pixel blending, then yeah. I mean, somebody was like, surely it's Mario with his shirt off. Because now that the nipples are canon, that's what makes it 18
of course,
plus,
right?
Yeah. I mean, they say it's nipples, but all I saw was areola. Maybe Mario is just has 2 discs of areola, but no actual nipple.
I think you're putting too much thought into
The
this.
units are discrete.
The what?
They don't need to... they have names for these things specifically because they both don't have to exist.
Right. Mm-hmm. So he's got... areola. That implies that Mario has milk lines.
I'm so happy that I've got you on this with me as opposed to just trying to dismiss it. That's really all I care about.
Well, I just figured you were not going to stop, so I had no option but to all right, guess it's time to yes and.
I'll talk you through this shit until you're sorry about it.
I was like, I did this like I'm being punished for something I did. You did the story.
It's true, I did.
You were the one who brought up his nippleless areolas. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I don't even know when did that become canon.
Mario Odyssey was when he runs around with his shirt off in the Beach Kingdom
in shorts.
Yeah,
right. Okay.
Yeah. And everyone's like, "Oh my God, Mario has nipples. We had no idea." I'm like, "You're right. We did. We had no idea.
Yeah, we had no idea. We couldn't just assume that this canonical Brooklyn man would have
2 feet tall."
Yeah, can you imagine? Takes his shirt off and there's no nipples. That would be weirder.
Mm-hmm. It would be like a Ken doll, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I am recording.